Moving on, viewers, in the midst of high-stakes diplomatic talks with Iran, the United States has launched one of its deadliest airstrikes yet again on Iran-backed Houthi rebels. In Yemen, a U.S. aircraft targeted a key oil terminal on the Red Sea coast, killing at least 74 people and leaving 171 others injured. The escalation amid ongoing nuclear discussions has further strained the fragile regional dynamics. Here's more.
In a significant escalation, US warplanes on Friday bombed a key oil terminal on Yemen's Red Sea coast, controlled by Iran-backed Houthi rebels. According to the Houthi-run health ministry, the strike killed 74 people and wounded 171, marking it the deadliest known American operation in Yemen this year. The US military confirmed the strike on the RAS ISA terminal, stating it was aimed at cutting off fuel supplies and illegal revenue streams for the Houthis. The strike is part of a broader campaign launched on March 15 under President Donald Trump's directive to intensify pressure on the Houthis. Iranian Foreign Minister and US Envoy Steve Witkoff held preliminary talks in Muscat, with the next round scheduled for today in Rome. However, Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has voiced skepticism over the outcome, casting doubt on any immediate breakthrough. President Trump, too, has expressed growing frustration with the pace and progress of negotiations. Meanwhile, Russia has stepped in, offering to mediate. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov extended the offer after meeting his Iranian counterpart in Moscow. But with US bombs falling on Iranian proxies, diplomatic efforts now face even greater turbulence in an already volatile region.
Meanwhile, after days of relentless efforts to persuade Russia and Ukraine to strike a ceasefire deal, US seems to be in no mood to pursue it anymore. On the other hand, Russia has called the negotiations a complex affair. Kremlin's reaction comes after US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that US will move on if there is no progress in the negotiations in the coming days. Kremlin has called the ongoing Ukraine ceasefire negotiations fairly complex affair. The reaction comes after US Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that Washington may move on from efforts for a Russia-Ukraine peace deal if there is no progress in the coming days. Rubio's comments point to mounting frustration within the Trump administration at the lack of progress at bringing the three-year full-scale war to a halt. US has been consistent on its effort to bring the warring neighbors to the negotiating table for a ceasefire. President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff even met with Russian President Vladimir Putin last week. However, amid US efforts, the war continues relentlessly, with both Russia and Ukraine blaming each other of launching attack. Moscow has effectively refused to accept a comprehensive ceasefire that the Trump administration has pushed and Ukraine has endorsed. Now the US has expressed its frustration over the issue. Secretary Rubio's comment has come following the meeting between US and its European allies in Paris over Ukraine security, which was attended by Rubio. At the meeting, the European leaders asked US envoy Steve Witkoff whether Russian president is serious about the ceasefire or not. Amid this latest development, US Vice President J.D. Vance has expressed optimism about positive outcome of the talks. He said the Trump administration feels optimistic they will ultimately be able to successfully negotiate an end to the Russia-Ukraine war.